Welcome back, everyone. As you can see, I've got the building painted. Got the beige highlights on it and the gray highlights and some white highlights. And I went ahead also and painted the inside black. That way if I put lights inside this building, they won't show through. And you'll just be able to see the lights through the windows. But for the mortar lines, I take just a wee bit of black paint, mix it in with some white for that whatever color gray I want to make, and then I wet it down really good. The secret to getting mortar joints good is to have the paint flow right off your brush and into the seams. I don't know if you can see it good or not, but the paint is just flowing right off my brush and right in there. Alright, now I'm going to use a paper towel and I'm just going to dab it off the top of the stones. Just dry it off them, try to leave it in the cracks. Now if you don't get it totally off the top of the stones, it's not going to hurt anything, it's just going to make them just a little bit darker. And there we go. There's our mortar lines. Now at this point, I decided I was going to go ahead and make up the roof for it. And normally I would have used something like 60,000 styrene to do it, but I didn't have any on hand. So I just ripped some 3/4 inch boards down to 1/16 of an inch, and then I glued them all together and clamped them, let them dry, and it gave me a sheet of wood to use. So I know the building is 50 feet long and it's 30 feet wide, so that part was easy enough to do. And then from what I could gather from my pictures, I wasn't able to get up there and take measurements when I did the buildings. I kind of determined that the overhang on the end was about 4 feet on each end and about 8 feet on each side. So what I'm doing is I'm just using a regular ruler and measuring that, and then my 8 feet is about 7/8 of an inch, and I'm just kind of calculating into inches so that I can set up my fence on my table saw and cut it. Here you can see where I'm kind of scratching my head doing the calculating. So in HO scale, my roof is going to be 58 feet long, and it's going to be 23.5 feet wide on each side. So I'm just converting that into inches. Can't remember off the top of my head what it was, but there's my sizes in inches. So I'll just take it at the table saw and cut it. Now I haven't got any video of me cutting it on the table saw, so I'll just give you some sound effects. There, pieces are all cut for you. There's my 2 halves. Now to put this together, I'm just going to use my super glue and accelerator. By doing it that way, I can just hold it with my fingers, glue it, give it a spray, and she's not going to let go. If I used white glue or super glue by itself, I'd have to do it and then try to get rubber bands on it, all that stuff. So this way, with the wood not being as easy to work with as styrene, I can do a little bit, get it right, then do the next little bit and get it right. So this is kind of boring to watch, so I'll tell you a nice dirty joke. How about the white horse fell in the mud? That's pretty dirty. Now I will tell you one thing, it's been a little hard staying motivated working on this lately. There's a lot of bad stuff going on in the world right now. From the pandemic, we're just kind of getting over the pandemic. Now all of a sudden we have a war. It's on everybody's minds. Are we going to have another world war? Which, by gosh, if we have a world war, this video won't mean a thing because we'll be in dire straits. But if we do survive the wars and everything, the next part about all this is we are heading into a serious economic recession. Things aren't going to be good for the next 6 months. Stuff's not going to be available. We're going to spend all our money on gas and groceries, and we'll be doing our best just to survive. But those of us that do survive, and hopefully I'm one of them, but things aren't going to be available, so you're going to have to be able to make do. If you want to keep working on your railroad, you're going to have to learn how to do some scratch building or making do with stuff. And in a situation like this, where I've used up some old poster board I had and some wood that I had to do this with, I'm saving a lot of money. Like I might have, when this building is done, I may end up with $5 in it versus paying $100 to $200 for a Craftsman kit for something that looks pretty good when you're done. It's a good way to go. And hopefully I can help you guys with that and give you some tips that I use, or if they're tips, I don't know. You might not think they're tips, but I'm just showing you how I do it. And if that works for you, great. But you can see here, doing it just a little bit at a time, I can keep that ridge running pretty straight, even with the wood being warped a little bit. We're getting close to the end of that now. Yeah, at this point, I'm just going to say that I'm going to pray for everybody, and let's just hope we all get through this intact. Yeah, watching me wipe my hands on my old sweatshirt and on my pants and stuff. Doing this stuff, it's always a good idea to put on an older set of clothes so you're not ruining any clothes. And there she is, she's glued together. You just take a look at it from the bottom side and you'll see how she fits on there. There you go. It's almost starting to look like a building.